For the 100% cheapest coins on the internet with reliable delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video we have some absolutely insane coin making methods. Now the methods I'm going to show you guys today are absolutely printing coins. The first one could make you about 1 million coins in an hour if you guys do it for an hour straight, so it's absolutely insane. Hopefully you guys do enjoy today's video, and if you do, all I ask you in return is to leave a like down below. It helps out the channel so very much. It takes 1 second out of your day. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes on this one. Okay, so here we go, boys. The first thing we're going to be doing, and the method that has been making so many coins for me recently, is the Player of the Year TJ Watt set right here. Now this set is going to require a 95 overall Team of the Week, as well as 7 89 to 93 overall Team of the Week players that are the Player of the Week cards. So that's a specific group of players that you can really only purchase by going through the set. You can't just buy random 89s and random 90 overall Team of the Week cards. You need to buy the specific version of the players. Okay, so now that we know that, before we actually get into buying these cards and get into how insane the profit margin is here today, we have to take a look at the TJ Watt card and see how much the TJ Watt is going to be selling for. So TJ Watt right here, we filter it down by 96 to 97. We will filter it down by the Team of the Year promo as well, and you guys will see TJ Watt is actually selling for around 220 to about 240k. So let's scroll on over by overall right here so we can see the TJ Watt card, and yeah, he is up for around 230k, which is absolutely insane right here. The card is really profitable. A left outside linebacker, 230k for TJ Watt, and now what we have to do is really get into how we can complete the set for cheap. He's actually up for 217, but either way, the profit margins are insane on this one. So to start with right here, we are going to scoop up our Player of the Week cards for around 15k or less. You want 15k to about 16k for the cards. If you buy all these cards for around 15,000 coins, that is 100,000 coins in spend on the 89 to 90 overall players, and that really isn't a whole ton because all we need is that one other 95, and TJ Watt is selling for a very large price right now. So I'm going to get all these snipes. They're not really hard to do. All you're really doing is buying the cheapest cards as long as they're up for around 15k, and people are going to continue to post these cards up on the block, whether they're pulling them in packs, pulling them in trading variety packs, maybe they're getting some of these cards from that Team of the Week reroll. There is a fair bit of activity on this filter. Dak Prescott at 16, I don't really mind buying at 16k because when all is said and done, we're really only spending about 160k on the set, and as you guys know, TJ Watt is up for around 220k, so the margins are absolutely huge. I'll see you guys once I get these cards, and then all we need is the 95. Now I did actually buy my 95 overall player off camera. You guys will see right here the price of the cards on the filter are around 60 to 65k, so when all is said and done, you're spending about 165k to get this TJ Watt, who is then selling for about 220. So we're putting in the 95 because I was actually doing this method a fair little bit off camera. Here is the TJ Watt card that we are going to be getting, and just as proof right here to show you guys how much the 95 is actually going for, when we filter it down right here by the Player of the Week filter, you guys will see the cards are up for around 65 to 70k, so not all that expensive. The maximum amount you're spending on the set is about 170, and then TJ Watt, as you guys know from before, is up for around 220k, so about 50k in profit in about 1 to 2 minutes. If you extrapolate that over an hour, you are easily making over 1 million coins off the method. Now next up, let's get into another super profitable set right now, and this is a set that has actually been really effective for the last couple of weeks. Ever since Julio Jones got his training bypass, the price of the 92 overall 50 player has absolutely skyrocketed because people are powering up the card, and they need this 50 player, this Julio Jones 50 card, in order to complete the power up. And what we're going to do in today's video is we are going to complete the Julio Jones set right here and turn a huge profit on him. So as we always do with every set and basically every single method in the game that I try out, we always work backwards. So step number one, we want to see how much Julio Jones is going to be selling for. We're going to filter it down by the 92 overall version of the card, and as you guys will see right here, Julio Jones should be up for around 130 to 140. He's up for 145, so the profit margins, they are going to be exquisite on this method. Now as you guys know, in order to complete the Julio Jones set, you're going to need a total of 32 of the 82 plus overall fresh players, and ideally what we want to do in the video is we want to buy these cards for around 3,000 coins or less, which is then going to mean that the maximum we spend on the set is about 100k, but obviously you can get these cards for less than 3k, so filter it down by the 50, and all I'm going to do is I'm really just refreshing on this filter. I'm waiting until we get some of these 82s up for a good deal, and there's really a couple of different things you guys can do when you're waiting for these snipes. The first thing I would always recommend you guys do is make sure you're seeing the newest cards. So we're going to quickly go by newest. I'm not exactly sure that we are seeing the newest players, so we'll quickly go by all offense and all defense. It looks like we are going to be seeing the newest cards, so so that's probably not going to be the best way to filter it down. Let's just stay on our regular filter just like this. Now, a couple of other things you guys can potentially do are do a quick check on the higher overall and the lower overall cards. So filter it down by the 80 to 81 overall players, and if these cards are up for 1.5k or less, you can actually buy 2 of them and then construct yourself a 92 and put that 92 in the Julio set. Now, same thing I'm going to do right here is I'm quickly checking the 84 overall filter just in case there's a card up for super cheap. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We're going to refresh on this filter right here, and there is quite a bit of activity on this one. Now, the thing about this Julio Jones set is it is going to take quite a bit of time to complete it. So all I'm going to do is refresh for a few minutes. I'll probably update you guys once I have some of my snipes. I don't know that we'll do all the sniping live in the video, but I do want to find a couple of snipes on camera just so you guys can see that it isn't really all that hard to get these players. So we landed a couple of snipes right there, but alternatively, if you guys really want to grind for some of these cards, you are going to need yourself a total of 11 75 to 80 overall core gold players if you want to also construct a 50 card. So if you wanted to, you could come into here and buy these cards for like 100 or 200 coins, and if you guys do that, you're not going to be spending a whole ton to complete the set. You're only going to be spending about 2,000 coins to do these, and it is very, very easy to land these snipes. Now, alternatively, if you want to, what I would maybe recommend you do that's actually going to be a little bit easier is just simply filter it down like this and then go by the price filter. So go by price right here, and you can simply bid on these cards that are up for around 100 coins. Now, no one else is really going to be outbidding you, so you can win a lot of these for 100 coins, maybe do a couple of the sets with these players. It's going to be very, very easy to do so. Place these bids for 100 coins and for 200 coins, and you're probably also going to be getting the cards for pretty cheap by doing that. So just an alternative thing if you guys do want to snipe your cards that way. I was able to find about 2 to 3 snipes, but it is going to be a bit of a grind when you guys are sniping these cards, so you are going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be really patient when you're making these snipes. Just stay refreshing on this filter. Eventually you'll find some, but this method probably isn't as good as the other one, although it should still be effective if you guys want to put in the time. Now, moving right along, it feels like every single week there's another set in the team builder set that is just so profitable. And what I'd recommend you guys do, for those of you that say, oh, I watched the videos and then your methods aren't working after like a day or after 2 days, is come into these sets and just take a look at the prices of these, because you guys can find a set in here that's making you over 50k every time you do it. The set that is really effective right now is going to be this one, and this set is going to require you 2 90 to 92s, 8 86s, and 16 82 overall players. Now, by following the price points in today's video, we can do the set for around 100k and then sell off the player that we select for about 140. So a solid method right here. Let's get into sniping, and let's get into the lower overall players. Now, to start with, for the lower overall cards, let's say we buy these 82s for around 2k. It's going to be really easy to get these cards for less than that, but let's say on average we spend 2k. That is going to be 32k invested into these players. In the background right here, I'm going to be going over my favorite filters to find these 82s. Campus Heroes is a really good one to find your snipes. The Legends is going to be solid, as well as Core Elite and Team of the Week. Those are all the filters that I'm usually looking at to get these 82s. Now, sometimes there is a little bit of competition. On this one right here, we'll filter it down by all offense and all defense. That isn't going to help us out a whole ton, but go by Team of the Week as well. Go by Core Elite, that's pretty solid, and go by Legends. Let's quickly check those and see if we can find any really good deals. Sometimes you'll find the cards up for like 1k, so that helps you out quite a bit when it comes to your profit margin. Adam Thielen at 2k, really solid deal. And the thing I like about this set is that you're not getting like 83 and 85 overall players, which are more annoying to find because you have to scroll down a little bit. These are just go on the filter, and if we see a card up for under 2k, you buy it. Right there, we get a Rod Woodson at 1.5, another one at 1.8, and all I really do is I'll just cycle through these filters. We go by Legend, we go by Team of the Week, we go by Core Elite, and we go by Campus Hero. I will just cycle through every single one of them. I'm not going to actually refresh on these. I'm just cycling through every single one. So we're done with Legends. Now we move back to Core Elite, and we just continue to cycle through these, and there'll be new cards getting posted up basically every single time you look at them, and all you really want is a card at a good deal. Bang, Stephon Tuitt at 850 coins. We continue to cycle through these, and we continue to land more snipes. So at the most, you guys are going to be spending 32k. I would assume you can maybe even get this done for 25k. Next up, we need 886 overall players. We want these cards at around 5k or less, and when it comes to the 86 overall players, there's a couple of different things you guys can do. The first one is the Legends, and the second one is Team of the Week. I don't love the Core Elite filter for this one, and all we want is we want these cards up for about 5k, like we did end up saying before. Now, 5k can be a little bit challenging for these. I would say Team of the Week is probably going to be your best bet to find these cards up for a good deal, but since we did get some of those players on the other filter for pretty cheap, we can kind of cost offset right here and maybe spend a little bit more on some of the 86 overall players. Again, you guys are still going to be doing this for under 100k. I would say like every single time. So take a look at this filter. Core Elite is solid. It's actually a little bit better than Legends. The Legend filter was looking a little bit cold right there. We can take Harrison Smith at 5.5, and I'm not even doing much filtering here. I'm assuming that I probably should honestly be filtering down by all offense and all defense. Probably a mistake that I haven't even done that yet so far, but as you guys can see, really solid filters right here for those 86s, and you spend about 40k on those. Now to finish it off, we need our 90 overall players at a price of around 15k or less. When it comes to these cards, we're filtering down by a lot of filters. We'll go by Legends, we'll go by Veterans, we'll go by Series Redux, we'll go by Team of the Week, and there's quite a few different ones we can look at. Right here, the Veterans filter, 16k for Demario Davis. That's a little bit out of the price range. We can take a look at all these right here, and you guys will find these snipes fairly easily. If you cycle through all the filters that I did just end up mentioning, you'll be able to find a snipe by the time you go through all of them. Let's quickly filter down by all offense and all defense on this one. It's not going to help us out a whole ton. How's all offense looking? All we need is 2 of these cards, so it's not going to be all that challenging. You guys can be a little bit more patient with the 90 to 91s because, again, like I said before, you only need 2 of them, so you don't need to be buying that many of these cards. Final check for the Team of the Week filter, and then I'll probably do the rest of my sniping off camera. We'll filter it down by all O and all D, and I'll see you guys once I have these snipes off camera, and then we'll be able to do this set. Now, before we put the final cards into the set and make our selection, a very important part of the method is to find the most expensive 95 overall player, because we want to maximize our profit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these sets right here, and I'm going to filter down and take a look at the cards that are usually expensive. And the way I know which cards are usually expensive is I take a look at the popular players. George Kittle, a very, very popular card right there. We also have Mike Evans, a card that a lot of people want. And all I'm really looking for is I'm looking for one of these cards up for around 140k. A lot of them are going to be close at around 120. Let's take a look at Keenan Allen. This is a good card as well. I'll see you guys once I find one of these cards for 140. Well, here we go, boys. We have a Jamie Gillian up for 145. Myles Garrett is a fairly popular right end. Obviously, Browns fans want this card for their theme team, and he is one of the best ends in the game, so we can easily do that set right there, and we can sell the card for 145k, make some solid profit on the method, about 100k to 145. Now, obviously, after tax, you're not making that all in profit. You're still making about 20 to 25k in profit on the method, so that is all we're doing in today's video. We still need one more 82. It looks like I didn't get that card. We'll do that off camera. That is gonna do it for me, boys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you did, scroll down and leave a like, and until next time, I am out. Peace.